Welcome to the daily Holy Story. When Rabbi Salaman Eliyahu was a young boy in Baghdad, he was an only child. His parents sent him to learn in universities, and he was extremely intelligent. With his intelligence, he was able to advance in his studies more than expected. All this was in his secular studies. Even though he was very successful in Baghdad, his parents decided to send him to other universities in England. They hired him private teachers to prepare him for the university in England at Oxford. And then they wanted him to take over their business, which was extremely successful. He knew 4 languages: English, French, Arabic, and of course Hebrew. Very unusual in his times. They had a date for him to go to London in Oxford. One day, the young Salaman Eliyahu was walking in the street and passed the famous yeshiva of Bet Zilcha in Baghdad, headed by none other than Rabbi Abdallah Somech, the author of Zivh Tzedek and the rabbi of the Ben Ish Hai. He heard the voices of Torah coming from Bet Zilcha. He said to himself, "Let me enter and see what's going on inside." He saw groups of people studying Torah from dozens and dozens of books. Some learning Kabbalah, some Agadah, some Talmud. At the walls of the Beit Midrash was a library from floor to ceiling, surrounded by the tremendous walls of the Beit Midrash. He looked in amazement. He never saw so many hachamim, so many rabbis learning. And he said, "I don't even know about this." He went to one of the tables and asked one of the rabbis, "What are all these books?" The rabbi said, "This is all our Torah." He said, "I thought the Torah is only 5 books, and Nevi'im and Ketuvim. I see so many books." The rabbi told him, "What you're seeing is only a drop in the ocean, because our Torah is tremendous, as wide as the ocean." So he picked up a book. What he understood, he understood. What he didn't understand, he asked the Hachamim. That day, his desire for knowledge of Torah was lit up. He felt the sweetness of the Torah, and he decided to stay there and learn all day and skip lunch. His mother, who had that only child, was worried and went to look for him in all the libraries of Baghdad. She couldn't find him. She never thought he would be in the local yeshiva of Bet Zilcha. That day, he remained fasting all day long. And he studied Torah until the evening, when the Shamash told him, "We're closing the building and you have to leave." When he arrived home in the evening, he told his father and mother and his uncle what he revealed, the sweetness of the Torah. "Why do I need to go to search for wisdom in other places when we have such a great Torah?" The parents and the uncle didn't pay attention. They told him, "If you want to learn Torah until the trip to England, that's fine." And they left him. The day of the trip to England came. His parents bought a ticket already and paid Oxford for his tuition. But he refused to go to London. He decided that it's time for him to learn Torah. His uncle tried to convince him otherwise. He told him, your parents are very wealthy and they have a big business. But nothing helped. He wasn't leaving Bet Zilcha. Every day his mother would send him lunch with him, and he would give the lunch to his chavruta. He said, before I eat lunch, let me swallow the words of the Torah. So he went and learned Torah constantly with the Hachamim. The one who was supposed to go to Oxford University came to Bet Zilcha, to the disappointment of his parents and his uncle. One day, when they sat to have lunch, all of a sudden an argument erupted between the uncle and Salaman, Eliyahu. He said, you're not going in the right way. The uncle got up to hit him, but all of a sudden, his hands touched the hot plate, the hot pot that was on the table, on top of coals, and all the hot water poured on him. Some of the family saw it as a miracle that the uncle got his punishment for trying to prevent the boy from learning Torah. But the uncle did not rest. And when he knew that he had his books of Torah in the house, he took them and removed them from the house. When he did that, on that very day that he took the books out from the house, he was struck on his skin with terrible leprosy, wounds all over, pus all over his skin. Any doctor he went to said they don't recognize this disease and they have no cure for it. The boy went to the Beit Midrash and didn't come back home so they don't disturb him. And the uncle began to do introspection, and he realized that he was punished for what he did to his nephew. He went to the yeshiva and asked him for forgiveness and asked him to pray for him to get cured. And he certainly did pray for him, and on that very night, he was cured. Salaman Eliyahu went to consult with Rabbi Yosef Chaim what to do. The rabbi told him, go to Eretz Yisrael. He asked him, who should I learn with? The Ben Ish Chai gave him some questions in Kabbalah and told him, whoever answers you the questions to these questions, answers these questions, he's the one you should learn Torah from. And the rabbi that answered him was none other than the Mekubal, Rabbi Shaul Dewek Kohen, whom Salaman Eliyahu learned with for many years in Eretz Yisrael and became one of the great Mekubalim of Yerushalayim. Have a lovely, lovely day. Thank you for listening, and Shabbat Shalom.